right, folks, today we're gonna take a quick look at this 2023 Audi A3. And this vehicle is actually $7,000 more than a 2023 Nissan Versa SV. So the question today is, which would you rather buy? So this is the Audi. Let's start here. Not a bad look. It sits next to a BMW 5 Series. Not a bad angle on it. It's a little frosty out today. It's winter time, but you can still see this is a good looking vehicle. And actually, when I saw it online, you can see it's quite a bit shorter. So this is like a compact car, maybe even a subcompact car. So it's quite a bit shorter than the 5 Series. But when I saw this online, the front end, when I saw it, I thought was a Hyundai Elantra. So we're not going to be too detailed, but this is what it looks like on the inside. So stepping in, you have a digital cockpit. You don't have a flat bottom steering wheel, but it's very nice in here. Like, this is a quality car. Sorry, the lighting isn't great, but close the door, everything is solid. LED lighting, everything is nice. You know, push button start, leather seating. This isn't pleather, this is leather. Electronic parking brake. Right, so hopping in the back seat. It is a compact car, but you do have room for 4 adults in here. And it's small. The roof is concave, but you know, you can still tell you're in a small vehicle. But this is a look at the cockpit from the back. And this is our 2023 Nissan Versa SV. And this is not a bad looking vehicle. So the Versa is a subcompact car or a small sedan. It's going to be smaller than your Nissan Sentra. Typical Nissan profile. I don't think the wheels look bad. It doesn't look as good as the Audi. But again, it's $7,000 cheaper. Now, I like to play these little mind games with myself. If you had to keep a car for 10 years, what would you do? Would you get this Nissan, which is probably going to be cheaper in maintenance, or the Audi? So you can't open the trunk from the outside, but we'll take a look inside. And so it's not a bad look. Like, Nissan does well. I know a friend with a 2012 Versa. She has the hatchback version, and it served her very well. This vehicle has a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder with a CVT transmission. I think it has like 114 horsepower, 119 pound-feet of torque, something like that. But here's the interior. Again, not a bad display. 2023. You have a half digital, half analog display. You have a flat bottom steering wheel. And quite honestly, this vehicle feels more solid than I thought it would. Pull button, your standard electronic parking brake, but you do have push button start. USB-C here, but the knobs and everything look good. It's not a bad looking interior. This feels like a quality cloth interior. I'm gonna give you my thoughts in a second. But closing the door, you know, it feels solid. Obviously not as solid as the Audi. This door actually opens pretty wide here. So it's a large door. So honestly, this is the cockpit, but I feel like they're doing small cars right. This is a similar size to the A3. Pretty close. All right, folks, so the correct answer is the Audi, and it's simple. Some things are just worth the extra time, effort, and money, and that is 100% the case with the Audi. It is going to be the better built vehicle. It is going to be the vehicle with more power. It is going to be the vehicle with better safety features. The brakes are going to be better on the Audi. The headlights are going to be brighter. The taillights are going to be brighter. You're going to have more power when you're on the highway. If you're riding in wind and stuff, it's going to hold the road better because it has bigger tires compared to its size than the Versa. And that same thing will help with driving in snow and ice and things like that. Yes, there's some electronic intricacies and things like that you have to deal with Audis. But if you've ever hopped in like a 10-year-old Audi, you can tell it's quality, it's well built. And with regards to the 2-liter turbocharged engine, it is the most detuned version of that engine Audi offers because it's in the A3, their smallest vehicle. And it puts out like 201 horsepower, 214, 19 pound-feet of torque, which isn't too much power to ask of that engine. They've been making that engine for like 200 years. So I have no worries about that. You get it serviced regularly and it'll be fine. And I don't think they're throwing a ton of questionable tech into the A3, if I'm being honest. It's their cheapest, smallest car. And when you look at the Versa, I think it will last 10 years. But if you've gotten into a 10-year-old economy vehicle, you can kind of tell door seals don't feel as good. Headlights don't last as long. You're starting from a lower level anyway. The Nissan does have a CVT. I know people who have old Nissans with CVTs and they've had no issues, but that's a strike against the Nissan if you're going to hold the turbo against the Audi. And just overall, getting into the car day by day by day, I think it's worth saving the extra money and getting into the Audi or making sacrifices in other areas to get the Audi. So it's just an interesting thought process for me whenever I'm walking through a car lot or considering things. Like sometimes you just look at the cost and that doesn't tell the whole story. Sometimes it's worth the sacrifice to do a little bit extra, to get a little bit extra, to be a little bit more comfortable. And I 100% feel like the Audi is a $7,000 plus better vehicle than that Nissan Versa. I think my argument boils down to aging well versus maintenance. And I think if a car doesn't age well, you really can't maintain it outside of doing that. And so that's my point. And I know there's a lot of things that I miss on the Audi side and some arguments I can make on the Nissan side, but that's just my take.